very jealous of Ellen.
Are you a fan of John Legend? Just a messy, chronically online person who loves a good celebrity drama? Either way, this story might be for you. Chrissy Teigen, mostly known as the wife and baby mama of R&B and pop icon John Legend, was once a popular momfluencer, online personality, and certified authentic celebrity. Often going viral on Twitter or other platforms for her no-nonsense takes on celebrity life and genuine glimpses into the busy Legend family, fans were shocked when Teigen began to get called out for a series of online and in-person, well, it rhymes with stuck-ups, between 2019 and 2022. All of a sudden, this legendary woman, wife, and mother was looking a lot more like a bully. So what's true and what's not? For some background, it's important to note that Chrissy Teigen isn't just a mother of 4 and wife to a 12-time Grammy Award winner. Before she met John, Teigen was a model for a small-time surfing shop in California. There, she was discovered by a photographer for Billabong, that popular surfing brand girls across America were wearing in the 2000s, regardless of their actual ability to surf. Teigen was even one of the original briefcase models for Deal or No Deal, opening cases picked by a person hoping to win more than a case full of cash. That being said, she didn't really get her big break professionally until 4 years after she met her future husband. It's up to you to decide whether talent or proximity are what made her famous. In 2006, fate struck and Chrissy Teigen found herself on the set of John Legend's music video for his new song, Stereo. Legend must have found Teigen pretty crafty, bold, and beautiful, because according to her, they grabbed dinner after the shoot and ended up hooking up later that night. Since Legend was heading out on tour and Teigen didn't want to tie him down, they ended up in a situationship that turned serious once John got to know her over the phone. After hitting several important celebrity dating milestones, traveling together on tour, and a red carpet debut, Legend was ready to pop the question in 2011. And by that time, Chrissy had some celebrity buzz of her own. A year before she became a fiancé, Chrissy Teigen scored her first professional modeling job with Sports Illustrated, appearing in the coveted 2010 swimsuit issue. Her friendship with Victoria's Secret and Sports Illustrated model Brooklyn Decker, whom she met backstage at one of John's shows, helped her get her foot in the door. By 2011, Teigen was voice acting and filming her own special for the Cooking Channel. Once she and Legend married in 2013, Chrissy's star power skyrocketed, and several temporary hosting gigs led to her job as the permanent co-host of the highly rated TV competition show Lip Sync Battle. And the 2015 Billboard Awards. Fans loved Chrissy's honesty and unfiltered take on life. But is that what got her in trouble? Before the end of the year, Chrissy started opening up about wanting to grow more than just her career. She was very open in interviews and online about her and John's struggles with starting a family. So fans were overjoyed when the couple announced their first pregnancy in the fall.
Yeah, you have a little baby boy.
I got a little baby boy.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Teigen's success story using IVF to have a child made her an instant idol to women trying the same thing across the globe. But her openness about the journey caused backlash almost right away. When Chrissy tweeted about choosing the gender of the embryo she and John would implant, some fans criticized her for having a strong preference or needing to control the choice. In response, Chrissy said that she forgot the topic was controversial. Oh, if only that was the worst of it. By 2019, the couple had 2 kids, and Chrissy Teigen was a cemented comedian, mommy blogger, and influencer. But the more unattractive sides of social media could still reach her. After posting a seemingly harmless tweet about her mother frequently losing her AirPods, fans, or maybe haters, harshly reminded Teigen that people were struggling worldwide, and maybe replacing her mother's expensive headphones wasn't the most relatable thing for her followers. It was very much giving Kim people are starving. If you know, you know. Chrissy's clapback this time? It was a joke. From there, the hits pretty much kept coming for Miss Teigen. An avid critic of Donald Trump, Chrissy encouraged her followers to boycott the major company Goya when the CEO backed him in the next election. This would have been fine if she hadn't posted a story to Instagram of her using the company's beans to make oxtail stew soon after. Unsurprisingly, Chrissy didn't respond to criticism online about the company, probably because a picture says 1,000 words. Unfortunately, her openness on Twitter had collided with the pandemic, when people would have a lot more time to be internet keyboard warriors. In the new year, Chrissy at least got to share some of the smoke with her husband, since both of them were roasted for going to Joe Biden's inauguration during quarantine. On top of this, Chrissy's followers had a field day when she revealed that she and John had once accidentally spent over $10,000 on a bottle of expensive wine during date night. Shockingly, Chrissy's core following of moms and People magazine readers weren't thrilled by this, especially during a time when so many people had lost their jobs and lives. They were even less excited by what came out about Teigen next, which shocked even her diehard fans. In 2021, Chrissy Teigen was the object of not one or two, but 4 cyberbullying scandals, all involving her tweets from the past 10 years, several from before she became famous. The first, and to some most shocking, was an accusation made by Courtney Stodden that Teigen had been cyberbullying them publicly and privately while they were becoming famous. When Stodden was only 16, Teigen, who was a grown woman, aggressively tweeted at them telling them she fantasized about their death and encouraging them to end their life in public and private tweets. After Stodden's interview, Chrissy deactivated her Twitter account. Naturally, her fans didn't feel reassured by this, so Teigen later came back to Twitter with a Notes app-esque apology that condemned her past behavior, but claimed that wasn't who she is now. Sound like too little too late? Macy's must have thought so too, because they swiftly removed Chrissy's cookware line from their online store. And they wouldn't be the only brand to cut ties with her before the year was over. At the beginning of a downward spiral, more and more of Chrissy's old tweets that passed for funny in the early 2000s were revealed to be a little less girl boss and a little more mean girl than Teigen's public persona made it seem. In May, Chrissy was exposed again when her 2011 tweet about Lindsay Lohan's struggle with self-harm came back to bite her. In the tweet, Chrissy suggested Lohan would become even more likely to hurt herself after seeing Emma Stone, and fans accused her of not only mocking someone with depression, but pitting women against each other. For proclaimed feminist Teigen, this wasn't a great look. To make it worse, in 2013, Chrissy had tweeted about famous teen mom star Farrah Abraham, calling the younger woman a rhymes with door, and telling her everyone hated her. Again, Teigen's aggression seemed directed only at younger famous women and extremely random. The worst, in my opinion, of Teigen's personal Twitter attacks was towards young star Quivanjane Wallace. In 2013, Quivanjane was attending the 2013 Oscars after wowing in Beast of the Southern Wild. Somehow offended by the 9-year-old's attendance at the ceremony or her award for Best Dressed, Chrissy tweeted that she thought the little girl was too cocky and that she was being forced to like her because she was a child. Now undesirable number 1, Chrissy's line of cookware was also discontinued at Target, and she broke down and apologized via blog article for being a cyberbully and an attention-seeking troll. After quitting Twitter and allegedly giving up alcohol, you'd think Teigen's problems would have ended, or at least moved offline. You'd be partially right, but it seems like drama follows this model-turned-socialite-turned-stay-at-home mom wherever she goes. Determined to continue her cooking link, Cravings, after the cyberbullying disaster, Chrissy decided to collaborate with a sister-run small baking business called The Caker after giving them some love on Instagram. Naturally, Jordan Rondell was over the moon to work with Chrissy Teigen and get exposure for her business, but the collaboration went downhill before the work was done. Shock. According to Rondell, halfway through their cake mix collaboration with Craving, Chrissy and her team decided they wanted to release their own line of cake mixes instead. After trying to illegally call off the collaboration and forcing Jordan to fight for her investment, Cravings released a series of cake mixes with suspiciously familiar packaging and branding. Rondell was heartbroken, and after being sent questions from friends and fans of the brand about the clear ripoff of her work, posted online about the issue. Since then, Teigen and her company have yet to reach out to The Caker or Rondell. and Chrissy still sells the baking mixes on the Cravings website and in stores. Since 2022, Chrissy's star has dimmed quite a bit, and none of her apologies have really hit home for the people who she hurt the most. While she may have toned down the tweeting and quit being so much of a public figure, it's possible this has more to do with the legend's now 4 children large family than it does remorse over her previous remarks. Either way, Teigen's a great example of what some people call cancel culture and some call consequences for your actions. Regardless of the public perception of her, she's still a happily married woman with 4 children and a level of fame that most people can only dream of. So, it's time for the truth. How did Chrissy Teigen go from legend to loser so quickly? The answer? Her own loud mouth. The real lesson you can take from the story of Chrissy is the benefits of keeping your mouth shut. Or potentially that even if you don't keep your mouth shut, you can still get married to a famous guy and have a fabulous life. What do you think? Should Chrissy's cancellation be permanent? Or would you want to see her return to tweeting every thought? Whatever you decide, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to stay tuned here for more true celebrity stories.